Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. And the topic of this 10-minute moan is looking at Donald Trump and the possible 21 to 24% tariff he might just be about to hit the UK with. Now, what's happened since he came into power? He's said that he's going to do reciprocal tariffs for any country charging US imports tariffs. And that, to be fair, sounds fair and applying common sense. If someone applies quite high tariffs to your goods going into their country, then why shouldn't you do the same with theirs? So that didn't really cause much controversy or anything, and people, like ourselves that have had set tariffs with them for a while would be neither better or worse off. So that's where we seem to be. But recently, what he suggested is, if countries charge VAT on American goods when they hit the shelves, then he's going to charge that as well. So that means in a place like United Kingdom, where we have a 20% VAT, any product, which is almost everything, that attracts VAT, then you would add on an additional 20% of levy, of tariff. And there's a lot of stuff. There are things, lower value things, etc., that can attract no tariffs just now, so they would immediately be hit even worse. But this would see the remarkable situation where tariffs to United Kingdom and our exports would actually be higher than tariffs to China. And that seemed to be the biggest issue that Trump had, was to, charge China, or China, as he says. I've got a terrible American accent, but hopefully the tone was all right. But that was it, sort of seemed to be the driver for this reciprocal tariff type thing. However, United Kingdom and the EU could end up worse than China, which is remarkable. So what would be the knock-on effect to United Kingdom? Well, figures vary. It's quite difficult to try and find out with the power of Google to how much trade we actually do with the USA. However, the total trade sounds as if it's somewhere in the region of about £30 billion. But we actually send slightly more stuff to America than America sends here. So if the split was 160, 140, that might be about as close as we're going to guess. So that would be an extra £32 billion of tariffs from us to America. Now, we wouldn't charge them anymore because we're charging tariffs. And if we wanted to go down the same route and charge the sales taxes that they charge in America, well, that'd be slightly difficult because each state of the 50 states have slightly different sales taxes, and they're not really that high. Some of them are like 5%. So we would have nowhere near the improvements to the budget if we'd done similar. And it'd be quite difficult, to be honest with you, to come up with an exact figure. Maybe you just hit an average and that would be it. But, so what does it mean? Well, what does it mean to me as somebody who buys things? So I can't think of too many things that I buy, but some of the things that I buy or some of the services I use might be come from America. But it doesn't really matter because right now our tariffs coming this way aren't going to change. So to me, in terms of when I'm spending my money, probably see no difference, if any, at all. The only problem I've got is, what does that mean to our economy? Well, our economy, if America still took the same amount of stuff, now if you think about it, if our stuff's then going to land on the shelves in America or at companies dearer than it is just now, then it might make them less likely to use British services or British products. So the actual exports, which I'm suggesting is about 160 billion a year, that could come down. That would hit businesses. And also, they're right away, they're going to either need to swallow this tariff or pass it on in price to the end user. That's a difficult one for a business because prices is and shouldn't be the only thing that people consideration when they're buying products, but it often is. But quality can come into it. But to suddenly put any product up by about 20% would kind of be a bit bizarre. So the companies selling it might need to reduce the selling prices to still have that trade with America so that it's hitting the end user for about the same price. So that's option one, which would obviously affect us and affect our economy. But will it have a great effect? I don't know is the honest answer. It won't affect the day-to-day life. We won't, see the prices of anything in our shops rocket because it's not coming this way. It's going that way that the extra charges are there. But what it could do, it could affect jobs. It could affect profitability. It could affect businesses, depending on what you're doing, what you're making, and what you supply. But anything that's very reliant, and I would suggest like 20% more and more of their products going to America, it would kind of be crunch time for those businesses. But a business selling the odd thing, maybe 5% of their goods to America, it's not going to make that big a difference. But it could make a difference to those who sell a lot. Maybe, I don't know the figures, but it'd be interesting to see how much whiskey, for example, goes to America as a percentage. I know it's probably not the biggest. I think Japan are one of the biggest, but America will be up there just purely because of the size of the place and the amount of people. It'll be quite a big market for us, and things like that. But it will upset the government because they kind of like the income the way it is just now. And if Trump's basically, if we don't put the tariff up, the government pay it, then it would just be straight VAT. So we would just become a VAT collection agency for America for any goods that come in here because we're taking the money off our people and throwing it there, and we would leave our treasury with a bit of a gap. So there we go. Could be interesting days ahead. Nobody really thought Donald would make America a trade enemy. Enemy? What's an enemy? Enemy of America, but it could be. And who knows where this will end. So, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you've not already done so, please hit the subscribe and notification bell. There'll be a link in the corner at the end of the video to do that. And let me know your comments below, what you think of this trade thing. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to watch more, YouTube do a clever thing. They put a video down here that they recommend to you using your own algorithms. But most importantly of all, unless you're the type of people that are going to get upset just because it's Donald and don't actually look at the bigger picture. Not you, but everyone else. Have a great day. Cheerio, bye now.